Good morning, everybody. How are you? I hope you're all okay. I'm just popping in to do the workshop. I'm really excited about it. We didn't do one last week because it was my birthday, and I thought I'll have a little break. But me and my sister were also doing something very, very exciting, which was launching our children's book, which is called The Little Liger. So if you've seen it on social media, you may have seen it on my page, you might have seen it, hi Katie, you might have seen it in various places. Then I have put a link to it at the top of this post, so you can go and check it out because it's really, really exciting. And I just wanted to, let everybody know that if you're in here and you're drawing and you may be an adult or you may be a child, I just want you to know that my dream to start doing illustration started when I was a child, and we were surrounded by books. We were very fortunate at home to be read to a lot and have lots of books because my dad actually specialised in children's illustration in terms of being a librarian, and he used to be a lecturer at Manchester Met, and so we grew up surrounded by books, and we used to go into work with him, and we used to, we were just able to see lots of different types of illustration, and I think it's really a lot of what has influenced me. So I just wanted to put it out there that, you might have a dream one day to be an illustrator and to grow up and to draw all day for your job. And I just want you to know that if that's what you want to do, that is absolutely possible. Okay, so without further ado, we can get on with the workshop today. It's lovely to see lots of you here. Hi Cass, hi Jenny, Dar. I recognise people now from their little icons that come up on Facebook, which is pretty cool, isn't it? So today we are going to be drawing super cute cakes in a kawaii style. And you may be thinking, oh, it's a bit quiet over at Fee's house today. And that's because both girls have decided that they are going to have a break this week, which is absolutely fine. So they're currently downstairs just having a bit of a relax and watching a bit of telly, because after all it is the school holidays, isn't it, for the children. It's half term at the moment, so I'm up here today doing it on my own, which is absolutely fine, but there just may not be as much talking as normal, because obviously it's really nice when I get the girls' input as well. So here's a few examples of what we're going to be doing. We did ice creams in the superfood workshop, so we may not focus too much on ice cream, but there's some cupcakes, there's some pieces of cake, there's donuts again. Can you tell that I like cake? So last week when it was my birthday, that's what I said, is all I want is cake, and I got loads of cake. So I was over the moon about that. Brilliant. So I don't know if you'd also seen, but I've created a little logo, little Draw with Fee logo, because I love herons. So I've got a little Draw with Fee logo and a little tagline, which is learn to draw even if you think you can't, because you can draw in loads of different ways, and you can develop your style in lots of different ways, and there's lots of illustrators out there who have very varied styles. So maybe have a little bit of a look round, have a research, and see what kind of styles you like, and what you can adapt your style to. Just look for inspiration, because you can always learn. I think everybody has the potential to draw. It's just sometimes people haven't really been shown how to do it. Fabulous. So here we go. As normal, I always start with a quote or something mindful for everybody to have a look at. Today I haven't written one out, but I found this and I really liked it, so I wanted to share it. Self-kindness, even in the most microscopic of doses, is transformative. And that's true, isn't it? If you are kind to yourself as you are to other people, then it's a really lovely way to make yourself feel good. And it's most important to put yourself first, put yourself at the top of the list, and be kind to yourself. And this isn't as much for the mums and dads out there watching, because it has been a really difficult time. And we're all doing the best that we can. So don't worry, be kind to yourself today. Okay, and I hope you enjoy the workshop. And don't forget, this is one of my little business cards. I just absolutely love you so much. Thank you for being here. Right. So I made a couple of sheets, actually. I don't know if you're over on Pinterest. I'll just show you this, because I don't know if I can zoom out very easily. I created this piece of artwork to pop over onto Pinterest. So this is some of the sorts of things we're doing today. We've got some donuts, we've got some cakes. I've done a little drink down here. That's not what we're going to be learning today. But I just thought it would be quite nice to just put lots of different super cute foods together. So if you're over on Pinterest, or you can pop over and have a look on there as well. I love it over there. I love to find inspiration. So like we always do, we're going to start by doing a warm-up. I hope you can see, yeah, I've got a good spot today. I have managed to put it where the light's not glaring, so it's not too bright. Just sharpening my pencil. So all you need today for the workshop is a piece of paper, a pencil, a rubber if you feel you need one. But I always think that actually, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. That's part of the being kind to yourself. If you make a mistake, just try and move on, or turn your piece of paper over, because quite often when we can try to rub out, it can smudge the paper. And if you saw the last workshop where Fern got quite upset, it was because she tried to rub something out and it was smudged, and she really couldn't cope with that. So I would always just recommend just to maybe take the piece of paper away and replace it with another one and just start again. Okay, so our warm-up today, we're going to start by doing some little squiggles, some little swirls, just like that. Just try and take some nice deep breaths in whilst you're doing it as well, and just have a little bit of a relax. Nice deep breaths out as well, so just start to relax into it. And just don't worry too much. You can go this way, anti-clockwise, or you could go clockwise, depending on probably whether you're left or right-handed. I'm left-handed, so I tend to go anti-clockwise. Here we go. We'll do some love hearts today as well, because it's all about the cuteness. They don't have to be perfect, mine rarely are. The warm-up just gives you a chance to not be perfect, just to get those marks down on the paper, because actually sometimes making a mark is the most difficult bit. So have a little squiggle if you want to as well. Be a rebel. Make the marks on the paper, make the paper dirty, it's fine. And then we're going to be having the bigger squiggles, because we think about cakes, they quite often have like drips on them, don't they? So just loosen up here and do some nice loose, carefree mark making. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Just being carefree, doing something that you love and something that's absolutely 100% fun. Something that you could do all day. There we go. I think that'll do for our warm-up today. Well done, everybody. I'm going to turn my piece of paper over now to make sure that I use paper sparingly. Okay, so what will be nice to do actually is to take the swirls that we've just done, and we're going to make, well, I'll see if you can guess what it is. So we'll take the swirl, and then we're going to make a line. We're going to take two parallel lines, so one going up towards the right of the paper, and then another parallel one from the top of the circle. If it's not completely parallel, don't worry. What do you think that looks like? Looks a bit like a yoga mat rolled up, actually. And then if you put, so the same, you echo this curve here to this one here, you've got one of those crispy rolls that you can pop into your ice cream in the top. So let's give that a little face. There we go. So that's where you're using your swirls that you've just done. You can do another one. There we go. Pretty cute, aren't they? So you can imagine here, if you had some ice cream, then you could do the similar concept at the top and just put a swirl in the top to make it look like you've got a little treat sticking out. There you go. Okay, the next thing we're going to draw, in fact I'm going to show you the sheet that I've done already. So if you pop over to my Draw with Fee group, every Monday or Sunday, I was more organised this week and I did it on Sunday, I do a sheet, like a crib sheet. So if you've got a younger child like I do, like Fern, who can't always cope with the speed of a session, I make this sheet and I release it in there first. I'm trying to get a bit more technical and work out, I will be working out how to get it in PDF form so you can download it and print it off and even use it as a colouring sheet if you want to. But if you want to join us at Draw with Fee, just search for that. I can always pop it in the comments and you can come and find it. So these are what we're going to be drawing today. So we're going to be drawing some cupcakes. We've got some pancakes here. Cookies and milk, because I thought that was just really nice. I don't know if we'll do the ice cream today. But then we've got some slices of pie, cherry pie. And we've got my favourite, my absolute favourite is the unicorn birthday cake. And a slice of the unicorn birthday cake as well. Okay, so what we're going to draw first is we're going to draw the cupcake first. I'm just going to make sure you can see me drawing. There we go. So if you just want to copy along, we're going to build, taking our sort of semicircles, we're going to build upwards towards a peak. So imagine you've got a triangle. So you could loosely draw a triangle first, and then you're going to build your peak all the way up to till you get to the top of the triangle, and you just add a little flick there. So that's like the top of the icing, okay? And I like to add some lines just at the sides to make it look as well like it's been piped out. And then we're going to take like waves, like little waves in the ocean to join it up together here. And then we're going to take a diagonal line down to the side. And you could join it up with a line if you want to at the bottom, or you can make it have a little bit more 3D perspective and you could make it circular here. And then it's totally up to you where you want to put the face. So you could put the face here. I'll do an example here. And obviously throughout this workshop you don't have to add a face to your characters at all. If you want to just leave them blank, you can do. I know that somebody had been playing around with different facial expressions, so if you wanted to draw them out blank here and then add in your own facial expressions later, that would be fantastic. You could always put, you could have two faces on it as well if you want to, one for the case and one for the cupcake itself. I'm going to give this one a really smiley face today, which is really nice. And a nice little trick is to pop the little tongue in there as well. And it's up to you whether you want to shade it in, but you could make the mouth look darker by shading it in here. And then you can always add eyelashes if you want to, or a little eyebrow. And if you wanted to, you can shade in some little cheeks on the side as well. And you could use pencil crayons if you want to, a bit nice pink pencil crayon. In fact, I'll show you what I got. One of my birthday presents was these beautiful pencil crayons called Caran d'Ache pencil crayons.
Hello everyone.
Hi Fern, how are you? Are you coming to see what we're doing?
Can I come and say hello?
Oh, that's nice. I'm just showing everybody my birthday present you got me.
Have you just started?
We just started, yes. So we're just drawing a cupcake at the moment. Have you got any questions you could ask anybody? See if anyone wants to make any comments.
Yeah.
What could you ask people?
What's your
I'm going to add a little heart onto this as well.
What's your favourite one? This little thing you don't know what it is, or this little cupcake?
Oh, so Fern's asking whether it's I can't remember what those are called. If anyone knows what they're called, then
Call them twirly wheels.
they're like twirls, aren't they, that you'd put in your cakes? It's totally escaped me what they're called. I just know that I like to eat them. So Fern's asking which is your favourite so far. Is it the little rolls or is it the cupcake? Thanks,
Let
Fern.
me know.
And Fern wants you to let her know. I always think it's quite nice to add like little hearts around the side as well. So the challenge for today is when we've got some characters, when you've got enough characters, see if I can zoom out a little bit, is to create your own board. So, and on an A4 sheet, you can create, you can create your own montage really of your different cakes, okay? Like I have done, and you can colour it in. So just go wild, fill the sheet, have loads of fun filling the sheet up with lots of different characters. There we go. So that's your challenge for today if you want to. And obviously you can keep everything black and white, you could do it in pen, or you could do it just with pencil, or if you want to go to town and colour in, then that's fantastic. Brilliant. So the next thing that we're going to draw is the pancakes. So I'm draw on this side, okay. So pancakes are really nice. So you're taking like a circle, you can just do them as a flat on circle like this if you want to, and that's absolutely fine, just loosely. Or if you want to, you could make them more of an ellipses, so flatten them down a little bit. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. Quite hard to get your head around that sort of shape to start off with, but it's like a squashed circle or an oval. So when you've got one, you can just add a little bit of 3D to it by adding a parallel line that follows the top curve, and that's how you make things look realistic. You've got to make sure it follows the top curve really well. Okay, it doesn't matter so much when you're doing illustration or doodly type work like I do. It can be a little bit wonky, that's fine. Wonky is good. And then we're going to add another one to the bottom, but just obviously missing out this bit because we want the illusion that it's underneath in a stack. Is anyone else hungry? I've eaten all the cake as well. It didn't last very long. Oh my goodness. And then, so you can imagine they're almost like coins as well. They could be coins or chocolate coins. If you wanted to ever draw coins, you could do it in the same way. I'm going to add another one to the stack. Maybe it's a bit bigger because I don't know about you, but whenever I make pancakes, they're rarely the same shape twice or the same size. And then you could go to town, you could have a stack that reaches up your whole sheet if you want to. But we're going to finish there, and I'm just going to draw a plate underneath, which is, again, doesn't have to be exact, but you've got this parallel line here, so you're keeping the curve. And if you want to have like a bit of a lip around the plate, you can just suggest it like that. And then it's really nice to add some fruit here. So to draw strawberries, you could actually just draw little hearts and then add a little bit of greenery to the top. So little hearts. You could put little faces on those themselves if you wanted to. Or you could just add some strawberry detailing. And then you could have your blueberries. And we're going to use the wiggle here that we did in our warm-up. So you're going to take a wiggle. This could be chocolate sauce if you wanted it to be, or it could be maple syrup, golden syrup, something like that. Or you could leave them blank if you prefer to have blank pancakes, or just to have a bit of sugar on yours. You could do some little dots to have some sprinkles of icing sugar. I think I might have to go make some pancakes because we need to go to the shop and we've run out of bread, so I think pancakes might have to do today instead. I am going to then add a little face on. I think they're quite sleepy, these ones, because they look like they're sort of stacked up, ready to go to sleep. So you can be creating your own little story around your characters and what they're doing as well. Maybe you want to write your own story involving some super cute food. And then you can just add, if you want to, you can just add a little bit of a rim onto the bottom of the plate there too. Brilliant. I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you are, just give me some loves or some of your favourite emojis in the comments as well. It's so much harder to follow the comments when Charlotte's not here, because she's brilliant at like checking who's been commenting and things and waving. She often waves at people, so she'll send you a big wave out there as well. Let me see if I can read any. Cupcakes and chocolate rolls from Violet. Oh, thanks, Cass. Thanks, Violet. And Danielle says she likes the cake. Oh, lovely. Oh, brilliant. Oh, fantastic. Right, the next thing we're going to move on to is our slices of cake. So we have done this before. We've done a bit of a 3D kind of work in the super cute food workshop. So we're going to take like a triangle. Imagine a triangle. But we're going to put this sort of on its side as well. So we're going to sort of squash the triangle down a little bit. Okay, can you see there? So you've got a flat edge here. And then we're going to take a line down and a line down here. So this is going to be the same for doing your slice of cake, and this is going to be a unicorn rainbow cake. So we could do it really tall. In fact, I worked in my friend Kate's cafe last year, and it was always really nice to cut the really big tall cakes and see all the rainbow layers inside. So let's pop a few light lines. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We want 7, don't we, for all the colours of the rainbow. Which dot of York gave battle in... Yeah, that'll do. They can just be light because you don't want them to get in the way of the features of the cute character as well. And often with these birthday cakes, we're going to put a unicorn horn on it as well. So using another triangle here. And don't worry about the line here that's going through because you can make that part of the stripe of the unicorn's horn. Yeah, so this is when I'm talking about not needing to use a rubber because it might smudge your work and you might be upset about it, then just incorporate the lines that you've already got into the design. And then behind that we're going to do some nice big dollops of icing. In fact, I thought these looked a little bit like ears, so you could always give it some ears if you wanted to. And then we're going to go for some big icing, some nice thick buttercream icing behind it as well. And then kind of just join it up to the bottom corner. Oh, someone had pancakes for breakfast. Oh, Linda, I'm a bit jealous. I'm definitely going to go make some after this. You can have a bit of like a drip of icing on there as well if you want to. And I thought it'd be nice just to add a few stars. I don't know if you've done stars before, but you can do it as triangles. So you could do 2 triangles like this, or I quite like to take the bottom corner up to a point, then down, and it's like a continuous drawing. You don't take your pencil off the paper. There we go. So you could add some mini little stars onto there. And now for the fun bit, now for the face. So I think this is going to be a little bit of an inquisitive unicorn, so I'm going to do the eyes like this. And I think it's quite nice if it's got like a little eyebrows as well. It just gives it a bit of more expression there as well. So you can draw that out. You can go to town with colouring it in if you want to, with all your rainbow colours. And the next one I'm going to do is the piece of cherry pie. Now you could choose whichever topping you like. If you don't like cherries, you could go for strawberry, you could go for kiwi, you could go for whatever you like. And what I'm going to do, instead of doing it this way round, I'm going to go for it this way round instead. So we're going to take a triangle again. So with one really short edge, a slightly shorter edge, and then this bit will be the longest edge. Okay, hope you can see that okay. And then again, we're going to do what we did before, but we're just going to do it on the other side. If you make sure this line is a little bit longer than this one, and then you can join it up to give it that illusion of being like a wedge. So you could have a piece of cheese like that as well if you wanted to draw a piece of cheese. It's almost like a house with a bit of a wonky roof on it as well. You could think of it like that. So I'm going to go for a cherry. So I'm going to take just a nice loose round shape. A bit like a love heart with a rounded bottom. You could have it almost buried into the icing there if you wanted to. Okay, and then we're going to go for like the pie crust, a bit curvy here. And don't worry, if you want to watch these first, you can watch them and then draw along afterwards, which is pretty good, especially if you're a parent and you're trying to work as well. You know, you can watch this for an hour or half an hour, and then get the children to just draw along for half an hour as well. And often, like, colouring in takes a bit longer, doesn't it? So hopefully it will keep your little ones occupied for quite a lot of the day. Especially if you want to join in the challenge and create your own big sheet of super cute food or super cute cakes. And don't worry, you could join all of your super cute food and cakes together to make one big sheet of work. Go A3 if you want, go for a bigger size too. And then we're going to just go for a really cute, simple face. This is one of my favourite faces, just little eyes, little dots of eyes, and a tiny little mouth. There you go. Brilliant. So the next one we're going to draw is our cookies and milk, because again we're going to be using the triangles in there and some perspective, so it's a bit more technical. You know, you've come a long way. If you've done every workshop since the start, then you've learned some new technical skills in there, and I'm really, really pleased and proud of you. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I was going to tell you. Well, I have dressed up today actually, because normally I do the workshop in my tracksuit. Sometimes it's in my pyjamas. But I dressed up today because I am celebrating the fact that me and my sister have created our book. I thought I'd put a dress on. And you know what, I feel like I'm out at work and it's really nice. Before I do anything else, I'll show you this. I drew this years ago. And this was one of my first cute drawings. So you can probably see that I have developed my style a little bit more. So when I started out, partly started out doing very simple drawings, and there was a massive reason for that, which ties into the book as well, was that suddenly, obviously I had my beautiful daughter Charlotte, and I suddenly realised, yeah, I want to be an artist and an illustrator, but I don't really have time to do lots of detailed work, so I really refined my style down to be able to draw really quickly, and that's how I started with my illustration. And then I knew I wanted to illustrate a children's book, and it went from there. Here we go. So I thought I'd show you this today, because this is a little cupcake I made called Cherry Cupcake, and I had some postcards made. So it just goes to show you as well that, you know, take some of your drawings that you like best from these workshops, and you can always scan them in and get them made into postcards or something to send to your friends and family. Right, the next thing we're going to do is our cookie. So we're going to take a lovely circle. I love drawing circles. They can just be so carefree and sketchy. You know, they don't have to be perfect. So take a light one first, because it's up to you, you don't have to, but it's quite nice to put some bite marks in there so it's already been eaten a little bit. And then you can firm up the lines by moving round. There we go. And then we're going to draw, I'll show you the example because it's quite nice to see. We're going to draw milk, because cookies and milk, or biscuits and milk, go really nicely together, especially with a cup of tea as well. I'll be definitely having a nice cup of tea after my session. Yeah, cookies and milk go really nicely together. So what we're going to do next is take our triangle, well, it's creating perspective, so just like we've just done with the triangles. I think the easiest thing to do is probably to take a line, like you did with your roll at the beginning. Take a line at an angle away from your cupcake, okay? You want to make it look like the cupcake, the cookie is sitting in front of the milk. So we take a line, a diagonal line there, and then we're going to go upwards, about an inch apart, depending on what size your drawing is as well. And then we're going to take parallel lines, so we're going to make sure this line here mirrors this one here. And then you're going to stop about a centimetre away from the middle of the cookie, okay? And then we're going to take a line down. The line mirrors here as well, so you've got like a perfect shape with equal distance between each side. And then we're going to take like another diagonal line this way, and a line mirrors here. So you've got the perspective of a box now. And you're going to take, don't worry if you can't do this straight away, this is something you can come back and watch again and again and have a good practice. And then you're going to add a triangle, so it's like you're drawing a house actually, but it's not going to be a house, it's going to be a milk carton. And we're going to make sure these lines are parallel here. And then we're going to make sure this line at the top runs parallel to this one. And to make it look like a milk carton, because at the moment it could be a house, we're going to just add a little bit of a flap at the top. There you go. And then you can have a nice curly line. I mean, you can decorate your milk carton however you like, but I like to make it nice and obvious that it is milk. Could be coconut milk if you wanted, or soy milk, or oat milk is a particular favourite of mine. And then we're going to add little faces on here as well. So this one could be maybe a little bit surprised face today. I'm going to have the cookie looking at the milk, eyeing up the milk, thinking, oh yes, I wouldn't mind having a dunk in, having a little swim in the milk later on. And then depending on which kind of cookies you like, add a bit of detail. So we're going to go for some chocolate chip cookies on here. There you go. If you wanted to, instead of having a milk carton there, you could have a cup of tea by it.
Snooky and Charlotte say hi to all of the people who are
Oh,
watching.
oh, Snooky the dog and Charlotte say hi to everybody.
Which ones have you done?
I've done the cupcake, I've done the pancakes, I've done the both of these. I've done the slices of pie and slices of cake, the cookies and milk, and we're going to do our last drawing now, which is going to be this one. We're going to do our celebration cake. We're going to do our
Celebration cake.
we're going to do our unicorn birthday cake now. Is she cuddled up?
Lying on her.
Aww. We'll have to take some photos later. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to draw a cloud. Okay, so this is going to be form the basis of your celebration cake. So we're going to go for a nice cloud. So this could be as fluffy as you like. Again, you could draw a really big cake if you want to. Have you got anybody's birthdays coming up? Because maybe you could draw this on a card and then send it to somebody in the post. Because they would absolutely love a handmade card with your amazing drawings on, I'm sure. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add our unicorn horn at the middle of the cloud. And it's nice, again, you can decorate it how you like, but I like giving them these slanted, curved lines on it. And then you can add some ears. And obviously you could change the theme if you wanted to do a celebration cake that was a cat, you could, or a dog, whatever your favourite animal is really. Maybe take some of the animals that you did in the super cute characters workshop a few weeks ago. You could do that. Take an animal that you really like. And don't forget to send me the pictures. I absolutely love and adore seeing your photographs of what you've created. So then I'm going to do 2 lines down. Can you see the cake starting to build? And again, like we did at the start with the cupcake, we're going to use a curved line, but you don't have to. You could just do a straight line if you want to. And it's at this point you could always add on like a ribbon as well. Celebration ribbon. Just go to town. I'm sure you've seen these kind of cakes before. And then like we did with the pancakes, we can add a lovely plate or platter onto it as well. Again, you could have some fruits, some different fruits around it, or sweets or something like that as well. You know, these piñata cakes aren't, when you open up them, all like the Skittles can fall out, so that might be a nice thing to do. Just go for as much detail as you want to, because it's always really interesting for people to look at your pictures if there's loads of detail and loads of hidden things that they don't see straight away. If you wanted to add sprinkles to the top, you can always add little sprinkles, and these are really nice to do with your felt tip pens in lots of different directions. You can add lots of different colours on as well. And I think we're going to pop the face on now, so we're going to make it look really happy. Happy smiley eyes. We'll go for some big eyelashes. I'm giving a kind of animal mouth. It could be like a cat actually. And if you wanted to add some more details, you could go for some stars. Imagine them sort of dangling down, maybe a couple of hearts. But just go to town, just add in any of your favourite decorations. Imagine the kind of birthday cake you would love to eat and go to town on decorating it. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll just have a quick recap of what we've done today. We have drawn our, let's go from the start, drawn our little chocolate rolls, our little swirls, which you could pop into a milkshake or an ice cream. We have drawn a cupcake, a very happy, cheery cupcake, very celebratory. Just add another one on for it to be a bit even. We've done a warm-up where we've looked at turning our swirls and our hearts and like all these drips. We've used those on our actual illustrations as well. Then we've done our yummy pancake stack, and I will be going to make pancakes in a minute. And then we have drawn our gorgeous wedges or slices of birthday cake and cherry pie. But please feel free to add your own flavours and toppings onto these, and I can't wait to see them. And then we have drawn our cookies and our milk and our unicorn birthday cake. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. I really missed it last week, although I did need a break because me and Jenny had been so super busy over the weekend putting our book together. So if you've not seen it, if you've not checked it out yet, please do follow the link and have a look. I'll put the link in the comments to our Facebook page. So the page is called The Little Liger, or it might be The Little Liger Book. But come and see it over there. We would absolutely love for you to come and have a look. And I hope it inspires you to follow your dreams. And, you know, if you have an idea for something, get together with a friend. Maybe you can collaborate. Me and Jenny collaborated together. Jenny wrote it. It's beautifully written, and I've illustrated it. But it just shows that if you have a thought and a dream, you can actually make it happen. And you don't need anyone else to do that. All it takes is you. You don't need a big publishing company or anybody like that. You can do it all yourself. If you need any help with anything like that, you know, I would absolutely love to give you some advice and support. You can come and join my Draw with Fee Facebook group, and I'll be supporting people over in there. And also I've popped the link to the coffee link as well, which please don't feel obliged, but if you would like to donate the price of a coffee for a session, that would be absolutely fantastic. But please don't feel you have to, because I am running these sessions free during lockdown. And I'm absolutely loving doing them, and I'm so grateful that you're all here, because it's made a dream of mine come true of being able to teach art online. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you have, and as ever, I cannot wait to see all your drawings really soon. Loads of love, and I hope you had fun. See you all soon. Bye.